Hello everyone. So in this video I would like to discuss multiple things starting with the using polar coordinates. So most plots are made using the Cartesian coordinates system and in which the axes are orthogonal to each other and values are placed in an even spacing along the axis. So in some cases nonlinear axes, for example the log transform, are used instead. So as we have already seen, there is another option to use the polar coordinate system in which position are rather using an angle and a radical distance from the origin. So here's an example of the polar scatter plot. So let me first load the ggplot to library and I'm using the msleep data set here where using the variable the sleep total, and coloring is based on the different type of the animal, the carnivorous, all those things. So in the as I told in the polar coordinates, so every value it is placed using an angle. So as if I zoom it, as you can see, we can see at which angle the value is placed, and this carnivore, herbivorous, different type of animal, right? So let's the polar coordinates are particularly useful when the data is periodic. So consider, for instance, the following data set, which is describing the monthly weather average for Cape Town, South Africa. So I'm creating a variable called Cape Town weather using the data frame, right? And their month is there from 1 to 12, temperature, rain, and sun, right? And let's first plot the month with temperature, right? And now let's plot the month with temperature and add the polar coordinates. You see, so it is changed from line to the angle based graph. And again, using pie chart, it will also convert in the polar coordinate, something like this. Let me zoom it. And there are different examples of Cartesian bar plot, bar chart if you want to see. So it will look like something like this, right? The xy values. And if we convert this into the polar coordinate, it will again change into the angle based charts, right? So now let's talk about visualizing multiple variables. So when we have large enough number of numeric variable in our data, plotting scatter plots of all pair of variable become tedious. Luckily, there are some R function that speed up this process. So the ggally package is an extension to ggplot2, which contains several function for plotting multivariate data. They work similarly to the autoplot function. I think that we have seen in the previous videos. One of these is a GG pair, which creates a scatter plot matrix of a grid, which scatter plot all the pairs of variables in the data. So I have already installed this library. Let me load this and let me plot the air quality. And let me zoom it. You see, it's plot each and every variable. We have ozone, solar, hour, wind, temperature, month, day, and also it display the correlation between variable with the different variable available in the data sets. So let me plot for all the numericals. So what I'm doing here is I'm using the diamond data set, getting all the rows, right? I'm keeping this blank and only considering the variables which are numeric. So as apply is used to fetch the numeric variables. So let me run this. It will take some time to fetch this because this is a heavy data set. And next we are also going to talk about the 3D scatter plot. And this is, I think it's really good. Let's wait for this one to come up. It will take some time because in our because of this heavy number of observation are there in this data set. So on the 3D scatter plots, the plotly package let us make 3D dimension scatter plot with the plotly function, plot underscore ly function, and which can be used alternative to the scatter plot matrix in some cases. So in this example, what I'm doing, I'm using the air quality dataset. On the x, I'm keeping as the ozone and y as the zin, and the z-axis is the temperature, and coloring is happen based on the months. So let's wait for this GG pair one. Meanwhile, I will tell about this Correllogram also. So scatter plot metrics are not a good choice when we have too many variables, partially because the plot window need to be very large to fit all the variables, and because it's become difficult to get a good view of the data. So in such case, Correlogram, where the strength of the correlation between each of the pair variable is plotted instead of the scatter plots, and it can be used instead of these scatter plots. It is effectively a visualization of correlated metrics of the data, where strength and the sign of each of the correlation are separated by different colors. So let me zoom this again. It will take a minute to display everything. And the ggally package contain the functional gg core, which can be used to create the uh, correlogram, which I will showcase in a minute once this get displayed. Yep. So this is very heavy chart with lot of information are there. Correlation is there based on whether it's fair, good, very good, premium, idle, and different graphs are there uh, based on different variables. So if you want to make a comparison between the different variables, you can use and create this scatter plot. I will close this one now. Let me load the plotly and let's create the 3D scatter plot. It will not take much time because it's a small data set. And as you can see, I can, using my mouse, I can roll this. See how beautiful this is. With the one line of code, we are getting this data set. And if you hover on any value, you will see what are the coordinate of X, Y, Z values are there. Beautiful. Let me close this. And the Correllogram again, let me run this code. This is just display how much it is correlated. One means the uh, positive correlation, minus one the negative correlation. So if I only do the numeric, right? Let me use a different method here, the pairwise as a Spearman. And the end breaks are used to create the categorical, and I'm just changing the low values as the yellow and the high as the black. So let's add more information on the scatter plot. So here I'm using the M sleep with the brain weight and the sleep total time and dividing those into the different type of animals on the GG point. And now I'm adding the alpha means creating a transparent color black and save 11. So as you can see, so these are the, let me zoom it. These are the animal with the big body weight, right? And that's why they also have their brain weight is also large. These are mostly the elephants. And we can also make this into the interactive. So I will store this into my plot object and use the ggplotly. And if I zoom again and hover on any of the point, I will see detail on each and every. You have to see, can drag and drill down also. So next is the overplotting. What does we mean by the overplotting is sometimes we create the graphs where it is very difficult to get some insight. So let me run this one. Let's wait for a second. Yeah, you see, it is very difficult to. There are too many points, and which make it difficult to see if, for instance, the high table values are more common than the low table values. So we'll see how to fix this. So first thing what we can try is to decrease the point size, right? So I'm doing size as 0.1. So this helps a little, but now the outlier become a bit difficult to spot, and we can try changing the opacity using the alpha instead. So let me use the alpha. This is also better than the original plot, but neither the plot is great. Instead of plotting each of the individual point, maybe we can try plotting the count or density in the different region of the plot instead. So effectively, this would be like 2D version of a histogram. So let me run this one. So first we bin the points and count the number of the each bin using the geom underscore bin 2D. And we can also use the hexa instead. So let me run this one. Right. And the next one is the density one. Run this, open this. So there is also a plot called tile plot. So if I run this one, so we can use a similar approach to show summary statistics for the third variable, and this can be used using this tile plot. So next is the categorical data. So when visualizing a pair of categorical variable, plots similar to those in the previous section prove to be like really useful. And one way of doing this is to use the geom count. So let me run this one. So this is good, but I think we can make it better using the colors. And let me create colors and the count. So what I'm doing, I'm just creating a new data frame, calculating the counts, and this is what it looks like. So we have a cart color and caret. Let's change this to the count name, and let's plot this one. So this is a heat map. We have like if it is very dense, means the values is varies from 4,000 to 1,000. And the last one is the to showcase the plant using the G tile and the G count. So this is what we have in the multiple how to visualize the multiple variables. I hope you like it. Next, we are going to talk about more detailed thing like a principal component analysis. Stay tuned. Thank you.